Well, good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful fall day. We've been really enjoying lots and lots of wonderful weather, having a lot of fun times outside. And today, I have a helper.
Hello.
This is Marley, my granddaughter, and so she's gonna help me, and she's been helping me so much. In the kitchen, we cook a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We cook a lot. So we've been trying to come up with some favorite recipes, and what would you say? This is one of your favorites?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, we created this, I guess, a few weeks ago, and we have been making it a lot. So I wanted to show you guys this recipe that's so easy that you can do with your grandkids or your kids, or just for your husbands or your wives. Ingredients that you're gonna need are
Flour.
and you especially want unbleached and unbromated flours because they are the least processed. There's no chemicals involved at all. There is more natural form. And
Butter.
grass-fed butter is the best, definitely.
And some cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon is great. It adds a lot of flavor, and especially during this time of year, it's a great thing to add for fall. And finally,
Some sugar.
yes, we'll need sugar. You need sucanate sugar is the one that I'm going to talk about today, and I'll go over a few other ones a little bit later. And then the main ingredient for this is you're going to need some type of dough. So if you're making bread, some type of yeast dough, that's all you're going to need. And here's your dough. When I make my sourdough bread, I always will take back some of the dough. After it's ready to go and I'm ready to put my bread in and bake it, I'll take the dough and then we make them into balls. And then the cool thing about it is I put it in the refrigerator and it'll last in the refrigerator for a few days. And then when I'm ready to make these again, I can. So we made the bread yesterday, and so I thought today we're going to go ahead and make these. We didn't even name them. What can we name them? So what we did, we'll think of a name. You guys can leave a comment below, and when we're done with this, I want you guys to name it. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you need to get a little flour. We want to kind of put it all over the table. So all you're going to do now is once they are out, we're going to roll them. And I did a video, it was a few years ago, called The Oldest Bread, 3-ingredient bread. It's a sourdough flatbread. And I used this old broom handle Doug had cut for me from an old broom, and it works out really good. So Marley, you're going to go ahead and start. And then another thing I do, if you don't have a rolling pin, I use like a mason jar. Make sure it's smooth and it doesn't have any writing on it, and that works out really good too. So we're gonna just roll them out as wide as we can get them. So once they're rolled out, nice and thin here, it's time we're gonna put our stuffing in the middle. So all it's going to take is a little bit of butter, sprinkle some cinnamon, right? Make it pretty. And then we're going to go ahead and use the sucanate. Now my choice for sugar is sucanate. Sucanate is something that is much more natural than white sugar. It's probably the least processed of all. And what would you say it tastes like?
It's like caramely or molassesy in a way.
Yeah, it tastes really good, especially when you heat it up. When you heat it up, it does get that caramel texture. So if you want a topping on something, sucanate is great, and it stands for sugarcane natural. Basically, what it does is they extract the juice from the sugarcane plant, and then what do they do to it?
They beat it with paddles and form it into granules.
Yeah, isn't that cool? So it's least processed. Like white sugar is very mechanically and chemically processed, and sugarcane natural or sucanate is not. So it's a really great alternative. I like to make it in my fermented lemonade, and I use it for all my baking. So when you do bake, the cool thing about it is it substitutes well for sugar and brown sugar. You just need a little bit more. So if you needed a 4th cup of sugar, you use a 3rd cup of this. So it's just an amazing way, and it tastes wonderful. So then we're going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that in here. Okay. And then the next part is the fun part. You get to fold them in 4s. Well, it's sort of like putting your baby in the blanket. And then just kind of pinch it shut. As you can stuff them with so many different things. The first time we ever did make these, and I called and told everyone, didn't I?
Yeah.
We put cheese in them. And it was sort of like the stuffed crust, because you had said something about that, about these would be good like stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah, and that's what we used them for that day too. We used them for pizza.
Yeah, so we made them into a pizza and they turned out great. So what other flavors do you think you'd like in them?
Apple would be good, like an apple cinnamon.
Yeah, we
like,
could apples, cut up some apples, put them in there, peaches. I mean, you could do anything. Leave a comment below what you guys think would be good in these because, I mean, it's endless. Possibilities are endless. Well, did you guys like the commercial? Because during the commercial time, we cleaned up the flour. You know how messy flour can be. It's a mess. As you can see, Marley, you got a little bit of it on you. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your, whatever we want to call them, so make sure you leave a comment below of what you want to name these things. We're gonna put these 4 in there. One more. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put them in the oven. So the oven again is preheated at 400 degrees. And I'm gonna put these in about 8 to 10 minutes or so. And in the meantime, while they're cooking, we're gonna do a little disposal of some of these old rotten tomatoes. Are you ready? Can you smell it?
Yeah.
It smells really, really good. And when you take them, I guess it's been about 15 minutes or so, I put these in. Now, people like their, whatever we want to call these, remember, leave a comment below what you want to name these things, but however you like them. So we like them a little squishy. So it's hard, I know it's cooked, because I can just kind of feel it. Some people might want it a little bit more brown or more crispy. You guys cook it to how you want it, but here we like it a little soft. The best part, we're going to put them on the plates because we got some hungry kids here. And you guys want to see what they look like inside? Come on over. Look at that. So what I'm going to do with these other 4 is I'm going to half bake them. You know how sometimes you go get a half baked pizza? I'm going to bake these for 8 minutes. And then I'm gonna go ahead, when they cool down, I'll store them and put them in the freezer, and they will last a long time in the freezer. So when I want them, I'll pop them out, put them back in the oven for another 8 minutes, and then I have a nice little popover or whatever you want to call them.
Is it good?
This is surprisingly really good. Yeah, this is good. That turned out really yummy. Like, really good.
moving right along, moving right along. Here's a hot tip for you guys. If we have that same repetitive cut because of the angle of the roof, some guys can whip out the speed square and be like, speed square ninja. I'm pretty good at the speed square. I'm not that great. I don't want to make any mistakes. So what I did was I took some cardboard and I cut it out as a template, right? So now every time I go to my board, I line it up, make sure I'm square, drop my line on there, give her a cut, and I'm good to go. All right, we almost have the boards down, and then I'll show you guys the battens. All right. Wasn't that cute? And the girl's making breakfast. Good to teach them those skills. Boys too, you know. But I'm about to wear that breakfast off already. Come on. Holy cow, I'll be screaming for some food here in a second. All right. Let's keep moving down the line here, see? That helps speeds the process up a little bit. That's for sure. Leaves falling all around me. Season's changing in more ways than one. Hope you're ready. All right. Nice. See how that goes? And then you just take your next measurement. And then you're ready for the next cut. Hold on something, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. How green that wood is. See how it just bleeds that water when I shoot the screw in there. And that's why they actually use the board and battens, right? Is because your boards are green and you want to butt them up as tight as you can together. And then the battens cover the seam, which when they dry out, they'll shrink away, but that batten will actually cover that opening. And then that still keeps the roof secure. So using green wood when you're building things around your homestead, if you have a sawmill, you could definitely do that. I just thought you wanted to see that moisture there. I'm gonna try to, I'll put the next couple pieces up and then I'll shoot a screw in there and we'll see if we can't get you guys a bird's eye view of it, all right? Forgot the measurement, I'm so busy talking to you. Well, I'll be honest with you, I was trying like a doggity dog to get the board and batten all finished, but I just can't do anymore. I physically reached my limit. All right, so we have this end sealed in, which is good because we have some rain coming in tomorrow. So, you know, at least that's dried in on the top. If any rain comes, it'll hit. Yeah, it'll go behind there, but it'll dry just like it did on the other side. And we haven't had any problems, okay? But at least now the whole top deck is secure. All I have to do now is put the boards on in between each strip, which I'll show you guys that, but just in a part of a video or something. And then we got to move on to chinking, okay? We got to get the chinking done. You can do that up to a certain temperature, so we have to kind of get that along. And then I have like 2 wires to go inside from the control box of the solar system to the control panel, like your electric panel that you would have in your house to power the whole house, okay? So we're just a couple more wires, so stay tuned for that. Man, I was really trying hard to get this done for you guys. Dang it. All right, well, getting it done for myself too, but you guys understand the board and battens, right? You put the boards tight together, they're gonna shrink because they're green, and when you slap that other board in between each one of those seams, it'll cover that seam, and even if the board shrinks a little bit, no one will see it and no weather will get in there. So next up is gonna be, I'll probably stain this first and then I will put the boards down. I'll stain those on the ground. Another question you guys were asking is how come I'm not staining these boards on the ground and then putting them up? Time is of the essence, okay? It takes a couple days, 3-4 days or something for this stain to like really dry. Once you put it on the boards, it's all greasy and slippery and everything. And these boards are green, okay? So it's best that you get them off the ground and secured on the building so they can't start curling and warping and things. So that's what we did. The race was on, we get the boards cut, we put them right on the building, then we stain them, okay? On the tops, the fronts, the sides. The back really doesn't matter. There's not much moisture is gonna get back there. And even on the top there, we've allowed a little air break in there, so that'll dry up, no problem, okay? And then that's it. And then next up, like I said, is gonna be the chinking. Whew. And you notice my helper, where'd my helper go? That guy was here for a little bit and then he split, a little hunter. It was really nice having breakfast with everybody this morning. They're back over at their house, so they left today. So we got some more videos coming. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I really am wore out. That oak is so heavy, but it is going to be, I mean, it's just beautiful, isn't it? And it's just going to last a lifetime. So hit the subscribe button. See you guys on the next video. And yeah, don't forget, we're going to have pre-sales for the cookbook coming up. That's going to be awesome. Well, we told you guys it was coming. It's all uploaded to the publisher. We're working out a few things right now, and then we'll start some pre-sales. So thanks for hanging in there, guys. We'll see you on the next video.